Yo, what's up, Premium Chaser? So, not a big surprise. Trump has implemented tariffs on Canada, Mexico, increased tariffs on China. China retaliates, markets in an absolute bloodbath, but we have to stick to our plans and buy the dips. Today, I'm gonna show you some of my favorite setups that I'm looking at and collecting some really juicy premiums. Let's go over the shoulder. All right, now, you said you were gonna do it. You said you were gonna do it. You said you were gonna be buying the dips. Are you going to stick to your plan now? Guys, we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, Trump has implemented these 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico, and it has started today. And the market is obviously, as expected, like we've been talking about all week, is not reacting very nicely to that. He also raised the tariffs on China by 10%, which has caused China to, retaliate, obviously. So, what are the setups? What are we looking at? So I'm gonna kind of go from like my my safest kind of like plays that I'm looking at, kind of down to more like the riskier stuff that offers obviously that great juicy premiums. And if you're just tuning in here, guys, I release content every single day. All we talk about is option selling, right? And I got a little juice button here, and we hit that juice button when we take in that juicy premium from those options buyers. I call them my silly little options buyers because they're writing our paychecks. But let's get into it, guys, because the blood is in the streets. It's starting to really flow through the streets right now, and we got to talk about where are the best kind of like opportunities to look at. And I'm going to go over the few stocks I'm looking at. Been talking about it a lot. Google, I think is the best opportunity, right? I think the setup on this is beautiful. 200-day moving average is at $175. We're at the bottom of the Bollinger Band at 167. It's a great setup. Like I'm not gonna be betting against Google. I'm just not. The portfolio companies that they own, they're a cash cow. Like the AI, like cloud, like everything. They got their hands in like everything, and I think right now these levels are fantastic. So I did mention in our private community, I was doing the 155 puts, and like it was like literally like $250 in premium. Hit the juice button for it. Like it's insane. The return on that is fantastic. So I'm primarily really heavily looking at Google right now. Okay, next one is going to be Nvidia. All right, this thing is just guys, what is like, it's wild. Like literally one of the most valuable companies in the entire world right now. So I'm targeting under 100. If I can get Nvidia under 100, I'm loading up because that doesn't make sense. Like, look, when we talked about it about a month ago or so, I was like, you know what? I don't believe it. Like, I knew there was so much hype when it was like in the 140s and stuff in such a short period of time. And this thing has been trading like a meme stock. Obviously down like 15% over the past 3 months, but over just the past month, we're still up like 2%. So I still think there's a little room maybe to kind of go down here. But I'm looking, if I can get it under 100 puts with some juicy premium, that's where I'm going to be looking really heavily. And the setup is beautiful. Obviously at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, fairly oversold right now, well under the 200-day moving average of 126. Like, man, if you believe in Nvidia, like this is the time. This is the time. At least, I mean, and what's nice about a lot of these guys, you can collect some amazing premiums just on a weekly basis on some of these companies. So like you can run your weeklies on these, and if you get assigned, it's fantastic because you're getting an insane deal on fantastic companies, right? Next one is Amazon, right? Just dipped below under $200 today. Again, like I called this out this morning. So basically, I go live every single morning for our pre-market premiums, I call in our private group. And I said this one. I said that once this starts going once this dips under that 200-day moving average, I'm in. Like I'm gonna start looking at like 190s, 185s, 180s, and see where we're at. Because again, I don't know about you. I'm not betting against Amazon. Right now, everybody's just taking profits because the last 2 years were insane, and they're trying to really just, in case whatever is going to happen. Obviously, it's like with the tariffs is really driving this. Like they just want to lock in any as much profits as they possibly can because obviously the market's taking down. I wouldn't say we're in like bear market territory. I do believe this is a very big market overreaction. I think once this tariff thing kind of gets sorted out, whatever comes of it. Obviously, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. I will obviously be covering everything, all the plays, all the option selling plays, and obviously the major news to be on the lookout for. But you could see blown past the bottom Bollinger Band, right? Blown past it, and 200-day moving average at 198. So we're gonna keep an eye out, and we're gonna hopefully opening up some cash secured puts in like that 180. I'm fine owning. I am totally fine owning Amazon at those levels. I don't know about you, but I surely am. So. Next one is going to be Arista. I mentioned this every single day. Off a cliff, absolutely off a cliff. I'm still ride or die Arista. I've talked about it. They're the masters of low latency networking products. The high frequency trading firms and the whole entire stock market runs on top of Arista products. I'm still going in. I'm gonna still open puts, and I'm gonna keep doing it because I think this is going to bounce back faster than we expect. Okay, I would now say this one we're kind of going into the more riskier territories. Okay, the next one is SoFi, guys. I talk about this one a lot. Getting absolutely beat up. There's great news coming out from them. Again, down 15% over the last 3 months, about 12% over the last month. We're still above that 200-day moving average. I did do some 1250 puts on this, so if I get a sign, I'm whatever. But if I really want to, I'm hoping we can get a little bit lower towards that 200-day moving average because I think this will be an absolute steal. I mean, if you don't know what SoFi is, essentially revolutionizing banking, and their like marketing and funnel process and upselling their customers is insane. I read the statistic where it's basically like within the first 30 days of somebody signing up for SoFi, they take advantage of like 1 or 2 additional products that SoFi's offers, like loans and different banking, investment account, all sorts of stuff. So it's fantastic, right? I think this is a great company. Obviously, go do your own research on it, build your own conviction. Don't let me or anybody else tell you how to manage your own money. The point of this channel is to educate you guys on this stuff and make your own, educated decisions. But man, I'm still a hardcore believer in SoFi. So for me, I'm still being patient. I'm gonna be looking at like the under 10 or even under 10 puts and see where we go. And what's nice about this with a cash secured put, right? And let's even go take a look at some of them right now, and we could see what some of our returns are gonna look like on SoFi, because we got a bit of a dip happening here. So let's go sell put, and then we'll just go out our normal 30-day mark. So it's still not bad. I mean, the 1250s are looking really nice. Even the 12s are nice. So let's take a look at this one. So we're getting about $62, and we are putting up about $1,200, or we are putting up $1,200 in collateral. 5% return. Dude, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's a 5% return on your collateral. Now, obviously, you could open up more than one contract. And if you're just watching this, you have no idea what selling options is. Basically, we are collecting income from the market from options buyers. Those options buyers, I call them, they're the brokies, if you want to channel your Andrew Tate, right? Because they're gambling, right? For us, we're taking their money and we're getting in on stocks at prices we choose, right? Like SoFi, I'm saying right here, I'm willing to buy it on April 4th for $12 a share, right? And I'm going to collect $69 upfront from an options buyer that he's giving me his hard-earned money, right? Now, if SoFi gets to $12, yes, I will have to buy 100 shares at $12. So that's $1,200, but that's fantastic because I got it at a price under market value by almost a whole buck, and then I can run cover calls on the other end. If you don't know what it is, just go watch the workshop down below. There's a 60-minute training that I put together for you guys so you can really understand what this looks like. And then towards the end of that, because I know some of you have been hitting me up about our private group, it's invite only right now, but if you watch that workshop, I do mention it towards the end. Basically, I go live every single day, every morning for our pre-market plays. We have an awesome live chat, a group chat that we all are in and talking. I give you all of my plays that I'm working on. You get all the courses, basically full access to me to help you bring you up to speed on this training. I usually recommend like kind of giving yourself a year to kind of learn about this stuff. But again, if you're interested in learning more about that, that will be the first link in the description. But I think this is the best options trading strategy because where are you getting? Look, it's at $71 now, right? Like 71 just in front of our eyes, just like that on 1,200. So almost a 6% return in a single month, mind you, on your money of 1,200. And you can open up multiple contracts. So what I like about SoFi, it's a cheap company, right? So 100 shares only costs us $1,200, but we can open up like, more contracts. Like let's say I open up 5 contracts, I'll collect $355, but I would have to put up at least $6,000 on that. But 6% return, annualized 72%. I don't know where you're getting that, right? So if you want to learn more, go take a look in the description. But again, I think the big thing that happened with SoFi was Cathie Wood obviously selling off $6 million worth, and then but there's still great news coming out of this. They just did this their loan business. So basically, they explain like I'm 5 version of this. Is basically they consolidate a whole bunch of personal loans and allowed investors to like take part in it, and they're going to get returns from it. Like a high level 5-year-old explanation. So that's really big because now people are kind of like more invested in it, right? And there's about 35 investors in that. So like, all the sentiment's still good with SoFi in my opinion. And I think once we hit next earnings, all these companies that we're talking about right now are all going to be right back where they were at. Maybe not at all-time highs because some of them were extremely overvalued. Hint, Palantir. But I do think a lot of these other companies, like these blue chip companies that we're talking about here, are going to be right back at the levels that they were. Right now, we're just dealing with that short-term pain. And you as a trader, you have to understand, like, are you going to stick to your plan? Because everybody always says, hey, the next time the market dips, I'm going to go on it. The next time the market dips, I'm going to buy more. I'm going to go on them, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Are you actually going to do it, right? It takes a lot, right? I was talking to one of the private students this morning, and it's like, and she said, it's so hard for me to take my emotion out of this. Like, how do I get my emotion out of this? And like, yeah, like I think what it takes is you just being in the markets long enough. That's why I stress to you guys, like, this isn't something that you're just going to learn to do in the span even of a year. Like, you might learn it, but like to really learn this and like be a good trader, whether you're doing buying options, selling options, just a long-term investor, dividends, whatever you're doing, right? Like, you need to be able to control your emotions, especially in this space, and be able to stick to the plans that you decide, right? Because if you let your emotions to get the best of you, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna miss out on opportunities and amazing setups. Like we're seeing with some of these companies that I just shared with you today. These are incredible setups that, hey, you know what? If the market sentiment shifts, then you're going to be buying at all-time high. And this is like the market, the typical retail mindset, right? You're going out there, you're buying high, right? And then you're selling low, right? Like it's insane. I just poked myself in the eye. I literally just poked myself in the eye. But yeah, like that's so key. Like, you got to master your emotions. And I think that what it takes is you going through a few cycles, right? And I think once you kind of get through a few cycles and you see this, like we've all seen this, like if you were investing in it during COVID, it's like the fear, the scare, like, dude, the amount of money I made during that time on like airlines was insane. Like, it was fantastic. So I was like, this is insane, like wild, right? So like, but I just took my emotion out of it, right? I just thought logically about it. And I was like, and I made a plan and I stuck to my plan, right? So I recommend you do the same. Guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit like, comment, subscribe. One lucky commenter will win a free 101 option strategy call with me. And check out those links in the description. I'm here to help you guys succeed with this and start collecting some juicy premiums from those silly options buyers. Guys, remember, sell options, collect premiums, or repeat. I will see you tomorrow.